Hey Hardwood Nation, how's it going? I'm your online host, Danny Dean, and join with me is NY reporter Justin Holbrook. You went out to Nelsonville-York tonight and watched them play the Lady Raiders. Now, Justin, they ended up winning 43-31, and NY was coming off a 2-game losing streak. So how did they snap back to get that win?
Well, you're right, Danny. They were coming off a 2-game losing streak, and they didn't do so well in the first quarter. Both teams were tied 6-6 at the end of the first quarter, but in the end, this was the Jessie Addis show. She had 16 points in the first half alone on 7 for 11 shooting. Now compare that to the rest of the team. They had 19 attempts and missed every single shot. Now Addis ended up with 21 points, so only 5 points in the second half. And her team kind of picked up the slack, but at the end of the game, they only made 15 shots on 49 attempts, Danny.
I mean, Jessie Addis, she's always somebody that other teams' defense are going to have to look out for. But speaking of the Raiders, they only scored 31 points. So what happened to them?
Well, one word for you, Danny, turnovers. River Valley had 23 turnovers. Now, some of it was due to NY's physical defense because they did play them tough, and Jessie Addis was all over the ball tonight. But in the end, River Valley just had way too many sloppy turnovers. They tried to force passes into lanes that weren't open, and they were very costly because NY took advantage with easy layups.
Well, NY will play Vinton County a week from now, and last time they faced up, they lost in overtime to Vinton County. So what do they need to do to get the win this time around?
So this time around, they have to do better at shooting. Tonight, they did terrible shooting. They had good shots, they just weren't falling down for them. And they can't rely on Jessie Addis as much. And you're right, exactly a month ago, they lost to Vinton County in overtime, and they were losing. They ended up going on a 13-3 run to end the fourth quarter to force overtime, but in overtime, they just looked gas from there. So they can't rely on Jessie Addis to do everything, and if they don't, then they should be able to come away with the home win over Vinton County.
Well, that'll be definitely a great, exciting game for us to watch. We'll see if NY will improve their shooting. Thanks a lot, Justin. Great work. Make sure to flip to WOUB this Sunday night at 11:34 for our first episode of the season. But before that, give us a like on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Snapchat under Hardwood Heroes. Now, I'm your online host, Danny Dean, along with Justin Holbrook, reminding you to be heroic.